Hello, my name is Dan Scabalin, and this is my review of Mother, the latest film directed by Darren Aronofsky and starring Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem. All right, so when we first pick up these characters in this film, it's basically Jennifer Lawrence. She wakes up and she's basically kind of going through her life. Her husband is played by Javier Bardem, and you can see that they are doing work on this house. Well, there was a dream at the beginning, and you see the house had burnt down, and so she's basically refurbishing this old house. This looks like an old colonial house to me, in the middle of who knows where. Looks like in the middle of nowhere to me. Javier Bardem is a writer, which he never writes anything in the film. I guess he needs some kind of motivation to write. I don't know what's going on. So one day, this guy shows up out of nowhere, played by Ed Harris, and I guess he was a doctor and he was in town and he just showed up. And so Javier Bardem and him, they kind of become chummy and they become friendly, and then all of a sudden, his wife shows up. Now, she's a little bit different. She's a little colder. She's a little bit more calculated. She's got kind of like these really dark, evil eyes. A lot of the time, she's staring at Jennifer Lawrence like, "What? How dare you?" Jennifer Lawrence is like, "Hey, we got to get rid of these people. What are they doing here? Why are they in our house? They're interrupting our life." And of course, then things pick up a little bit more. Their two sons show up, and we find out that they're in the middle of a settlement because the father is very, very ill, and what the father has left the sons in his will. Ed Harris is kind of having some problems, in the film. We won't really, get into. I'm sorry, I had to pick my ear; it was itching me. But he had a kind of have some problems in the film. So the sons show up and they start fighting. One of the sons is played by Donald Gleason. Now, this is a whole subplot that is added to the film, but I mean, okay, so it progresses, it helps progress the film. And then Javier Bardem has to leave because something happens to one of the sons, and then the other son's got a gash down his head. And, these guys, needless to say, were fighting with each other, and then they have to end up going into town, and Javier Bardem comes back. Now, this is where this movie really goes off the deep end, in my opinion. It's got all this crazy stuff. You have a little cameo in there by Kristen Wiig. The house starts getting destroyed, and there's all this satanic ritual kind of stuff going on. And then just towards the end of the first half of the film, Jennifer Lawrence realizes she's pregnant. She's got a baby. So this plays into the second half of the movie as a major plot point. But there's all kinds of crazy stuff in the house, and I don't know what is going on. There's some allegories here that Jennifer Lawrence is Mother Earth and Javier Bardem is God, and maybe that Mother Earth is giving birth to Jesus. Who knows? I don't know. And that the house is the planet Earth, and that it's being destroyed by all these different forces and all these different things that are going on. There's all these kinds of allegories. I just feel like Jennifer Lawrence has like some problems. I think her character has some problems, some mental and some physical problems, and so she has to take this medicine. And a lot of folks don't know what the yellow substance that she drinks is. I just think it's some kind of like a medicine to prevent her mind from just going crazy. And like anybody, if you're sick, you take a medicine. So she's taking this medicine because she's sick. I don't think it's any bigger than that. I mean, a lot of people have all these different kinds of opinions about this film. I had to wait a little while before I did my review because I was thinking about it too. And I watched a lot of different reviews and a lot of people's different opinions on this film. But I'll be honest with you. I mean, literally and figuratively, the sound and some of the things like you'd hear, doors knocking, doors closing, people walking, things dropping, and the sound just kind of hit you over the head. And it was a little bit too much for me. especially the second half of the film with all this crazy stuff going on. I'm a fan of Darren Aronofsky's film. I like The Rescuer. I like Requiem for a Dream. I like Black Swan. I even like Noah. But this film, I just think he's literally and figuratively, with the sound and all the different background noises, he's hitting you over the head with his opinions about the planet and the world and the things that are going on in this country and the rest of the planet. And you know what, Darren Aronofsky, I appreciate where you're trying to go with this, but I don't need you to tell me that the world has problems, that the earth is having problems. We got earthquakes, we got hurricanes, we got fires, we got all kinds of crazy stuff going on. I live in a state, we just went through Irma. We might be going through another hurricane. Mexico's got earthquakes. The West Coast has got fire. So we know the earth has problems with the environment, and then we got problems with North Korea, the president of the United States, Donald Trump. So we got a lot of different problems in this country and in the world. We know this. Nobody has to be told by you in a movie that the Mother Earth and the planet and God and all this kind of stuff is a problem that is going on. I mean, I don't need to watch a movie to know this stuff. So in my opinion, I think this is a miss for Darren Aronofsky. I give it a skip it. My name is Skip, and this has been my review of Mother.